Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Wednesday, the 3rd day of April 2013. Let's go over the results in the live trading room first. We were plus 36 ticks on crude oil. We're plus 3 ticks on gold, and we're plus 18 ticks on the Russell. Okay, that puts us, let me just bring up my spreadsheet here. Did I do that right? 18 ticks. We did get one more tick out of the Russell, so we're up 18 ticks. That puts us at plus $880 so far on the month in 35 trades. We had a bunch of trades today. We had 15 trades this morning. But that puts us up $880 on the month of April so far per contract. If you assume an $8 commission, an $8 round turn commission, which is high, I know, but we want to cover everybody's commissions. If you assume an $8 round turn commission, you're still up $600 so far in the month per contract after commissions. You can see over here in this column, this is how long it took us to get our 2 points, how many trades it took us, and what the value was when we took it. Okay. Oh, Karen, yeah, there's something. Dwayne had messed up the setting when he set it up this month, but that's okay. I mean, we can work with that, right? You're in here, and it's going. Anyway, April 1st, it took us 33 minutes and 4 trades to get to 110. April 2nd, which was yesterday, it took us 10 minutes and 1 trade to get 2 points, $100 per contract. And today it took us 34 minutes and 5 trades to get to $170 a contract. Okay? That is the way that it worked. These numbers over here are total trades on the day. So, April 1st I had 8 trades. Yesterday I had 12 trades. Today I had 15 trades. I mean, I know there was a lot of trades today, but we did make $570 a contract. Is that right? 210? Yeah, $570 a contract this morning in the live trading room. Alright. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial. In the free trial, you get 5 business days in our live trading room. You get access to all the charts and data that you see here. You get access to Dwayne and myself. We'll send you an email that has within it a link to a video that is about to be updated by Bert. But a link to, but I know he's out there listening, but a link to a video that will show you how to download the charting platform. It'll show you how to install the CFRN indicator set from the indicator store. And then you can either go out to our chart layout page with the instructions that will be accompanying the email, or you can just ask me for my layout, and I'll send you a copy of my layout, and perhaps even a little video on how to import the layout. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the trades that we took. We took a bunch of trades on crude oil this morning. Sorry, Frank, you're short the crude. I'm doing the crude right now anyway, so you can watch it here. Okay. We took a bunch of trades on crude this morning. Crude inventories came out, and typically on the day when crude inventories come out, the crude is pretty active. Needless to say, we were actively trading it. Okay. You can see right here our first trade was up here. We took a break even on the first trade. We took a little bit of profit on the second trade. A little bit of profit on the third trade. A lot of profit on the fourth trade. A little bit of profit on the fifth trade, a lot of profit on the sixth trade, a little bit on the seventh, and a little bit on the eighth to get us to where we currently are at plus 36 ticks. So 8 trades, 36 ticks. I know some of those were just 1 or 2 tick profit trades, but a couple of them were nice long trades where we took 10 ticks profit. One of them we took 10, one of them I think we took 12, and 3 ticks here, 4 ticks there. It adds up. Anyway, we ended up with 36 ticks profit on the crude oil. And that was taking just the trades that we took. There were other opportunities that we missed. I know we had guys in the live trading room that did better than I did, but we had a pretty good morning on the crude oil. Now, let me just use the crude oil here to show you the trade setups. Okay. Let me just scroll back. These are the trade setups that I actually took. The yellow arrows are the ones that I actually took, but I'm looking for a proper trade setup that I either did or didn't take. I may just have to show you on two different markets. Let me show you how to use the trend lines, okay? The trend lines come into play on two occasions. Now with our trade setup, the slingshot is critical. The slingshot is critical, and there is no other indicator like the slingshot. The slingshot is proprietary. There is nothing like it. It's critical to every entry. Okay, you have to have divergence, you have to have the green line in the right place, you have to have the cycle in the right place. Depending on what it is, the cycle could be one color or the other. If you look at this, the trend lines come into play on two occasions. One is when the cycle's the wrong color, and two is when price doesn't hit the BBC. Okay. Now the BBC and the MA1 are also critical. You need to have those. What you look for is the MA1, which is the blue and red line up here on price, to cross below the BBC, which is the green line on price, to give you the direction to look to trade in. All right. Once price is pulled away from the BBC and made sort of a commitment in that direction, then you look for it to pull back and test the BBC. All right. Once it tests the BBC, if it does test the BBC and closes in the direction, I'm slowing down, Frank, and closes in the direction of the trade, and the cycle color is right, and you have divergence down here. Okay, you have all these things right here. Step 1, the cross, which is there. Step 2, the pull away from the BBC. Step 3, the pull back to it and the down close. Step 4, divergence down here with the cycle portion of the slingshot being the proper color. Then you would just enter on the down close. All right. In this particular case, it was the wrong color. You see how down here it was blue? So when that happens, you have to wait for a close below the trend line. All right. The close below the trend line happened right in here. I got short in there, and I believe I took like 1 tick profit right over here. On the next one, it came back and it hit the BBC, and it closed below the BBC again right here. I got short again right there. And this one, I trailed my stop down. And I trailed it very close because the green line was into the cycle over here. So I trailed my stop down, and I trailed it very close, and I took, 10, 11, 12 ticks profit on that. All right. This was the same type of trade, just in the opposite direction. Again, the same type of trade. This one took 10 ticks profit. Same type of trade. I don't know how many ticks I took on that one. Same type of trade. I took some more profit. And you can see it just happens again and again and again. And it doesn't just happen on crude oil. It happens on every market that we trade. Now you can apply the same indicator and the same principle on any market. That's exactly what we do. Now, the flip side of the coin, or the other, it's not really the flip side of the coin, it's more the trading off the BBC without using the trend lines. Okay, I'll get into that as soon as I can. Let me slide the crude oil off, and we'll look at the Russell. I made quite a few ticks on Russell today, but let's see. Yes, here's a perfect example of it right here. Okay, not that one. The other one. Hang on a sec. Let me find it. That's not it either. On the Russell this morning, if you look at this right here, these are the rules. This was the Russell this morning. You look for your bearish cross of the MA1 below the BBC. Same thing that I just looked for on the last one. All right. You bearish cross, you look for your pull back up to test the BBC. Once it pulls back up and tests the BBC, you check, see if you have your divergence and the cycle is red. If it is, great, then you can enter on the down close of the bar that tests the BBC. Okay? The down close of the bar that tests the BBC. You could also enter on a down close of a bar above the BBC, as long as the black line here, this step line, as long as that is still below the BBC and the cycle is still red. Okay? So step 1, you look for your cross. Step 2, you look for your space. Step 3, you look for your test. Step 4, you look for your divergence in a red cycle. Get in the trade and ride it to the end. In this case, we use the trend line. Okay, I didn't draw a trend line in here because it was happening so fast, but right there was the trend line. Right there was the down close. We jumped in there, we took profit pretty quickly. Then there's another trend line. There's another down close. So we jumped in there and let that one go a little bit before we took more profit. Did it again over here. This time I actually drew the trend line in. And looked for the down close below the trend line. Took profit over there. And then it went sideways for a little while and we stopped watching it. It did it again right over here. Okay. There was a down close. There was an opportunity to take profit. I think I got one tick profit on that. And that was my last trade on the Russell. But you can see it's the same principles, the same everything, even the same time frame as the crude oil. Okay. Now, let's look at gold next. I think I took one trade on the gold this morning. Gold had a bunch of opportunity. I didn't get much of it, but it definitely had some opportunity. Okay. Here was the trade that I took. We came and tested the BBC, and we had an up close right there. Now, normally that would have been an okay trade if the cycle were blue. Okay, if the cycle were blue, that would have been an okay trade. It wasn't blue, it was red, so we needed to close above the trend line. We closed above the trend line right there. I got long, and it went up, just as we expected. Same thing happened here. And over here, you see it tested it, and it gave a down close right here, but we didn't have any divergence. It gave the down close below the trend line right there. If you would have gotten into that, you would have stopped out. Okay, I did not get into that. I didn't get into any more gold trades, for that matter. There was another long opportunity over here. Let's see, there was another one over here. On the short side, there was one right in here. There's actually, just one right in here on that one, on that move down. Over here we had bullish divergence, but it dropped right through the BBC. Didn't give us any trade in there. There was an opportunity here on the long side, an opportunity here on the long side that would have stopped you out. Then, of course, just turned around and would have made it back there, and over here. All those would have been opportunities to get into this move down on gold. All right, and that was gold today. All right, we only had the one trade on gold, and we made 3 ticks on it. Now, let's look at soybeans. Well, I'll look at the other ones and I'll save soybeans for last. Okay, I'll save the soybeans for last. This one, hang on a second, let me blow this up so I can see what's going on. This one over here is natural gas. With natural gas, we have our CFTC indicator on, which is a trend change indicator. I put it on in a partners meeting last week, and I left it on there all week. There's something that I want to show the guys in the partners meeting tomorrow night. Reminder for everybody who's on the free trial right now, there is a partners meeting tomorrow night. You need to become a partner to get into that meeting. If you want to become a partner, there should be something in your inbox right now telling you what you need to do to become a partner. If you don't have the thing in your inbox right now, just send us a quick email at support@cfrn.net and put partner info in the header, and we'll send off whatever you need. Okay, back to this. There was an opportunity to short here, well, an opportunity to get long over here on the natural gas, right here. This was an up close above the trend line. An opportunity to get short over here on the natural gas. It was a down close below the trend line. And that was pretty much it. I stopped looking at it. This was an up close off the BBC. I know the bar is not blue, but it was an up close off the BBC with bullish divergence after a bullish cross. So right here on natural gas would be the long. But if you look at all those wicks on the natural gas, it was kind of nasty in there today. Gold just made a big jump. I'm not sure why, but it just started to move really quickly. Here, I'll bring it over so you can watch it a little bit. On the ES this morning, let's see, we had suggested shorting right over here. I have 58.5, and it dropped from there all the way down to 53 for 5.25. Well, 53.25 for a 5.25 point gain. That was the ES this morning. one trade. That's why we don't do the ES so much. Let's see, soybeans. I'm going to get to those in a minute. On the NQ, there were a bunch of opportunities on the NQ this morning, as there are every day. I didn't take any. I don't even have an NQ down up. But you can see right here at the open, there was an opportunity to get long there, and there, and there. And, they're even, well, they have flattened out. Let's see, an opportunity to get short right there. It turned around and went long, an opportunity to get long right there. Turned around and went short. There was an opportunity to short right there that would have stopped you out. Long right there that would have stopped you out. Long there. Not really anything in there. In here, you could have gotten short right here. Again, right over here. I didn't really follow. That's even yesterday. Sorry, guys. That was yesterday. Anyway, it's the same stuff over and over and over again on the NQ. The NQ had a bunch of opportunities this morning. That was yesterday. Sorry about that. My bad. Let's get to the soybeans. I've been holding the soybeans off not because there was a lot of opportunity, but because there were two trades that we took. The first one we were training this morning. We were in training mode, and I showed how to use a sell stop. And I put the sell stop on it. It actually executed, but we didn't have any divergence, so I ended up getting out of the trade at break even right here. That's why I have those there, but there was no actual trade there. The actual trade was right over here on the down close below the trend line. This red bar right here. Oops. Well, let's see. Let me move that off for right now. The down close right here below the trend line with a bearish divergence after testing the BBC. All right. Now, we did take that trade. We got in there at 10:46. We got out a few minutes later over here. Well, like 15 minutes later over here at 11 o'clock. Now, for me, that's a long trade. That's a very long trade for me. Most of my trades I'm in and out very quickly. That was a 15-minute trade, and I ended up getting out at break even. I drew this box around it. Right about here somewhere, I drew the box around it, and I said if it gets down to, when it was up here, I was saying if it gets down to 84, if it gets down below this level right here, below 84, it will get down to 83. And then I said if it gets down to 83 and breaks outside the box, it's definitely going to get down here to 1381. Well, this was right at the end of the morning session. It closed below the box right here. That's what we were looking for, and then a few minutes later it went right down to that level there. I know we had some guys in the live trading room this morning that stuck it out for that whole trade. They were in this thing for over an hour, I think, right? 10:46 to about 11:46. Yeah, about that. Just about an hour. They stuck it out in this trade, and it worked out for them. You can see right now the soybeans just tanked pretty well right here, just in the last couple of minutes. Something just happened that made the markets all jump, because gold started moving. The ES is moving. Crude oil is jumping all over the place. Look at this big move in crude that just happened. Right now in crude, this is our trend line, right? That's the trend line, and this is bearish divergence. So you would look for a down close below that trend line. If you got a down close below the trend line, you would look to short. It's 95.07 right now. There it is right there. 95.03 is the spot to short. Okay, that would be the spot to short the thing. If you were going to do that, if you were so inclined. What you would look for would be for this green line to turn down and get all the way down into the cycle. Okay? Now, I just did short that. Okay? So 95.02 is where I get in. I'm just going to put a stop right there at break even. There's the low of the day. Okay? So, we'll just let this thing go. If we break down below this level right here, 94.98, that's the low of the day. We get farther down below that, then it should really run. And it is. There it goes. There it goes, guys. All right, I'm going to, what am I right now? 95.02. Okay. I just got out of the trade with 10 ticks profit. Okay. I'm now up 47 ticks. That's all there is to it, guys. That's all there is to it. And that's what we do in the live trading room. Now, the trades that I actually take, you do with a yellow arrow, and show entry and exit. Doesn't that look easy? That's all there is to it, though. It's setting up another one right now. You see, we still have divergence right now. We have another trend line. But right now, as it's coming together here, you can see if it goes up and it hits the BBC and the cycle stays red, then you would just sell a down close off the BBC. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think the cycle is going to stay red. If it goes all the way up to the BBC, the cycle is going to turn blue. So then that trend line that I drew will come into play. All right, and that is the trend line now. All right, so let's see. I'm going to wrap it up here for the recap. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Did you want to watch that crude oil a little more? All right. Hey, congratulations, Dwayne. He just texted me. It's done. The kids are officially and formally his. All right, hang on. I got to text him back. All right. So there you have it. Okay. That's all there is to it. When you're looking at these trades, there's really not much more to it. And this is crude oil, but the same thing's happening everywhere else. Right here on gold, this is the trend line. This was the test of the BBC with an up close with red cycle, so you need to close above the trend line. Right there was the entry above the trend line. Okay, 1557.8. Over here, we didn't hit the BBC. The cycle is blue like I expected, so you need a down close below the trend line. Down close below the trend line. That's all there is to it. All right, we do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I always say it's like going to work in a mill where you do the same thing again and again and again. You're specialized. All right. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to wrap up the recording right now, and